Oromo people as traditional, mainly because they preserved the Gada system. Gada system is a system of generational class that succeed each other every 8 years, assuming political, military, and judicial, legislative, and ritual responsibility. Here in Borana zone at Arbora Ardajilas, the Gadamoji cultural event is taking place. In this great event, to mark the end of Gada life cycle, the Borana Oromos come together to celebrate this grand event. Gadamoji is celebrated to mark the last life cycle of an individual. Especially, it is celebrated to mark the end of the main Gada grades. Every generation set, Luba passes through a series of age grades. Each age grade lasts for 8 years, and the transition from one age grade to the next is marked by organizing very colorful ceremonies.
In terms of Lubas, what we so-called Lubas, that in terms of 8 years, we have 5 Lubas. This ceremony is just like to making reconciliation and also to be free from the sin. They are slaughtering many cows and goats and sheep. Just they are to be free from the sin. These big ceremonies.
Among these Gada grades, Gadamoji are different because it is highly sacred stage. Gadamoji grades are terminal sacred grade, purely ritual duties and revolve in rites of passage. After completion of Gadamoji period, a person is said to be an old man Jarsa and is completely isolated from political and ritual activities. The entrance to and exit from this grade by different groups is simultaneously marked by Gadamoji rites at different places in Borana zone. Gadamoji ceremonies are considered as the grand of all the transitional ceremonies because of its long duration and the most complex activities. It takes place at various ceremonial grounds, Ardajilas, located across all Borana districts. The Gada system contains 10 sequential grades that occur in 8 years interval and correlate with chronological age.
This ceremony is called Gadamoji. We stayed here for the last 1 month and we will be here for 1 more month. Now we are on the eve of the day. We shave our hair, which we styled for the last 1 month here, locally called Bufato. Bufato symbolizes the retirement of the Borana man from Gada grades, and the remaining 1 month is the time to shave the hair of the Bales Guduru. After we completed the ceremony called Dubisa de Bale, the naming ceremony, we should travel to Gada ceremonial grounds as per the order of our Gada system.
Here in the Borana zone, the Gada ceremony is taking place. This ceremony is called Gadamoji. Gadamoji means it is the Gada period when the Gada ended. It means when the Gada fathers finished their Gada time and transferred to the Jarsa. Women do also enjoy different ceremonies and responsibilities according to their marital status and the seniority between co-wives of polygynous household. The daughter of each Gadamoji comes with different cultural items prepared by them and the meal as gift for their father.
In this culture, as the men have their own role, the women also participate in this ceremony. The Borana believes that the women and men do not have different Ada culture. It becomes strong between husband and wife. We prepare the meal which is needed for this ceremony. This is the milk prepared to Jilas rites. We prepared the other meal for our guests came to take part on this Gadamoji ceremony. The other thing is when the male are dressed casually through the day, similarly the women also dress like this. Tomorrow morning when the men shave their hair and put down the kallacha to express their completion of Gada grades, we also put down the kachwa dress on our back, neck and chests which we dressed for the last 1 month.
Gadamoji has been preparing for ritual ceremony for a month with a lengthy series of sacrifices and rituals. It starts by sacrificing a sheep in the name Bajbaji, whereby he cleanses himself of all sins, begins to let his hair grow out so his wife can weave it together with vegetable yarn to form guduru, the long hair, and starts wearing the pali coronet and dust and the stylish necklace of bluebirds and many other ritual items. Bajbaji sacrifices cleansing ritual done by each Gadamoji in preparation for the Jila Gadamoji and starting to grow the guduru, the young boy's hairstyle. Some days before they are at the ceremonial site, all the Gadamoji in each area gather in 2 or 3 groups nearby. Then these 2 or 3 groups converge on the day of new moon at ceremonial site of this area, where they built several scattered shelter of grass in 2 parallel back-to-back lines, one for each section of the Borana. The shelter was built in line according to clan seniority and with no internal division but separate entrance for each family. Gadamoji is very important in socio-political and cultural activities in Borana society. This stage is the oldest stage and is respected in all societies. Gadamoji ritual attempts to teach the right behavior among the community and establishes the platform to sustain the society. It is carried out to explain ritual behavior in terms of individual needs and social stability. Gadamoji has poorly ritual duties and must be morally sound and peaceful. Using violent languages unacceptable. They use optimistic words for everything. Gadamoji languages are called Seda, respectful speech. It is avoidance of anything shameful. Every individual in the Gadamoji should refrain from saying something bad. They use a positive, peaceful, joyful word instead.
Gadamoji is one of the Gada grades in the Borana Ada culture. The Gadamoji are the men scored 8 years after enjoying their Gada period, and they prepare their bufato. They construct palik, coronet called kelecha, and fashion their hair, which express the retirement from Gada grades. On the day, all the kelecha put down and their hair fashioned for amethyst shaved off.
The Oromo have vast and rich oral tradition. Among the Oromo, the best cattlemen are equally respected together with those who have renowned themselves on the battlefield or a big game hunting. Therefore, on such cultural and ritual ceremonies, the Oromo in general and the Borana specifically have the culture of telling their lifetime success to their people or praise themselves as a huge public presence for the lifetime. After the Gadamojis passed to the stage they call Jarsa, their role is mentoring the children. That is the only stage where they may talk about themselves to others. The Gadamoji ritually tries to prevent this by reciting as loudly and as fast he can all his heroic exploits in formal boasting known as Radu.
The Borana man has to express his personal history on his Gadamoji parade on this day. You may work to your level best to change the lives of Borana, or may fight hard to burn up his. So on this day, all are expected to speak their history. For example, when I was a young and I was strong, I fought with those killed the Borana hero called Jatani Ali.
The Komicha son and his mates on the Gadamoji ritual day follow the girl singing Darara Kiche Bukan Robe Robe Lageyase. The rain has fallen hard, causing rivers overflow their banks. Each son has holding 2 wands of a few men from the Gadamoji clan lead the procession. They enter the hand first, followed by turban, 7 assistants representing the Lubasans. As they walk in, they find a shelter filled with Anzia's relatives, friends, and neighbors who had come to witness this critical moment in the life of Gadamoji. This is a very large container filled with sour milk and tied to the poles called madala. Men with long record of accomplishments fastened the container elaborately with long ropes that radiate to every part of the rear section of the shelters, whereas the men who had nothing did not tie them at all, but simply left them leaning against well.
Abbootiin teennarra buufatte. Nu ammayyuu buufanne abbootiin teenna buufatte. Amma kallachi ammataa qabu hunini. Abbootiin teenna buufatte amma karraa tutallaaf kallachi kana ammataa qaba.
My father carried out the Bufatto ceremony today and transferred the kalija, the item on my head now. It is the ritual item the first sons received from his father on the Gadamoji day. My father used to wear it till arriving here to this ceremony in parallel to growing the hair which shaped his mourning as per the Ada Borana culture. Earlier this morning, all the Gadamoji including my father put down all the items belong to the Mas Gadamoji because they have now passed to Jasa. To confirm that they have now ended their Gadamoji period, they shaved their hair and put it in the fodu, a cultural material prepared to hide the shaved hair in.
The Gadamoji ritual ceremony is open for all the Boranas. It provides the system in which all groups of individuals that come across every stage of the Gada cycle engage in. In the Gadamoji ceremony, the women also take part in different cultural and ritual responsibilities.
Lubaga, taga dia di doyo jilo.
We who are holding this Gadamoji ceremony are the Gada class of Jiloaga Luba, who was the Abagada of Borana 40 years ago. We were the Gada class ruling at 40 years ago. Now we just finished all the Gada grades after we passed through 3 consecutive Gada grades called Yuba. The former Abagada of Borana is also carrying out this Gadamoji ceremony at Arirwar Dajilas.
Amagana inni jaarsam jaarsa mata buufate dani muraan isaalle mura biyyaatiin adda. Murummaan isaalle mura biyyaatiin adda.
Hereafter, my father is called the Jarsa, which means elder. After this, he has no political and ritual responsibilities in the society. He is not allowed to engage in the Gada practices. Rather, he can serve only as the final peacemaker when conflicts happen between the individuals or between the parents. When series of conflicts occur, the Jarsas participate to solve it. The Borana believes the Jarsas do not lie and they are not person. Due to this, their decision is acceptable.
After all these activities, the sons of all Sabo and Dagona who accepted Kombi on this Jilas gathered together at the gate of Abagalma just to pass through the gate constructed by a stick and a leaf to finalize the Gadamoji ceremony at senior Matari Gadamoji for the ritual of Karti Gada Kadigalu Matariti, the Digalu Matari Gadatari gateway, which expresses completing the ritual as per the order of elder clan. And those celebrate their Gadamoji after 40 years, laid the third grass on the ground by passing through Karagada, the pole called Gulenta.
Karti mota warusunit. Numo nana kan kokisena medu eje waltuku dowe dalanu dowe refalchu dowe tolchukunini yolum de galumatarrit.
We are putting down the grass and a stick called Kalala. Our role is facilitating the way in which the ceremony is concluded peacefully. As per our culture, the final stage where this ceremony is concluded is at the gate of Abagalma, the father of the ritual site. It is sometimes the gate of Abagada, who was Lubagada before 40 years. Putting down the trees indicates that they have completed the ritual ceremonies.
Then, Gadamoji spent the next 3 days in Ulma, secluded in their bed called Ibu by Boranas. And the grass and the sticks collected together here is transported to their dajulas found in Liban, where the Bagada of the Boranas living to construct Gelma palace for their Bagadas.